Liberation is indivisible, feminism and veganism. Opening definitions. Feminism is a philosophy and a social justice movement that challenges the patriarchy, the system that objectifies and oppresses them, the system which privileges all men at the expense of women. At its heart, feminism is about autonomy. It's about saying women are not property, that their lives, their choices, their bodies are their own. It demands an end to domination, inequality, and violence. Veganism is a philosophy and a social justice movement, one that challenges speciesism, the system that objectifies and oppresses other animals, a system which privileges all humans at the expense of other sentient beings. It isn't a diet, any more than it isn't the fashion stands, or it isn't just boycotting zoos and aquariums. Those describe some of the actions and how we live as vegans. They don't explain why it's not even considered. The why is simple. Veganism opposes injustice, all injustice. That means not using our fellow animals for food, clothing, testing, entertainment, sport, or any other form of commodity. And it also means rejecting injustice when it happens to humans, because veganism is indivisible. If you've ever experienced oppression, exclusion or domination yourself and didn't enjoy it, that is the reason we should not inflict it on anyone else. Both feminism and veganism oppose domination. Both reject exploitation. Both demand equality and consideration. At their heart, they are the same principle, the right to autonomy. The simple logic. It makes no sense to oppose the domination of women's bodies while accepting the domination of animals' bodies. It makes even less sense if you are already a feminist, because you are already opposing an analogous injustice. If feminism says, you cannot use my body for your ends, then veganism says you cannot use their bodies either. Think about dairy for a moment. Where does it come from? Cows or goats are impregnated against their will. Their calves or kids are taken away. Their milk taken to be utilized by humans. The same for eggs. Hens are bred and exploited. Their reproductive cycles controlled. These are the most direct examples of female bodies being exploited. And it doesn't stop there. Every industry that uses animals begins the same way. How do we get more pigs or sheep or mink for fur or dogs for breeding? By controlling their reproduction, by deciding when and how they will give birth, by treating their bodies as factories. The entire system of animal use is built on the domination of female bodies. The point is not to say women and animals are the same. It is to say the logic of domination is the same, the belief that power gives the right to control another body. And to be clear, feminists are not being singled out for inconsistency any more than anyone else, in the same way that racism is challenged until it is no white people dominating, and patriarchy is challenged until it is no men dominating. Speciesism must be challenged until it is no humans dominating. The difference is that feminists already fight for bodily autonomy and the refusal of domination. That's why the expectation is higher, because you already recognize the principle. Extending it to animals isn't a new demand. It is simply moral, ethical, and social consistency. And for anyone who says animals don't matter, remember this. Humans are animals. You are an animal. And even if you care for nothing and no one else, you still value your own life. Animals are not only part of the world, they are aware of it. Each has their own experiences, thoughts, feelings, and wants. The fact that we don't fully understand them or that they differ from us gives us no right to exploit them. A woman's worth is not measured by whether she can speak Latin. An animal's worth is not measured by whether they can speak English. Discrimination based on difference is always arbitrary. Whether it's sex, race, class, or species, the logic is the same. Drawing a line and saying those on the other side don't count. But if justice means anything, it cannot stop at those lines. History shows the connection. This isn't a new idea. In the 19th century, Frances Power Cobb fought for women's rights and against vivisection, linking both to patriarchal violence. Anna Kingsford, one of the first women doctors, condemned meat and animal experimentation as products of the same masculine worldview that dismissed compassion as weakness. A century later, when the Vegan Society was founded, women again played indispensable roles. Elsie Shrigley co-founded it. Faye Henderson co-wrote the first vegan cookbook. Eva Batt carried the movement through the post-war years with her book, Why Vegan? Their names are less remembered not because their work was less vital, but because patriarchy erases women's labor. The difficulty in tracing their contributions is itself part of the evidence. The silence in our history is the mark of oppression. In the late 20th century, feminist thinkers made the connections unavoidable. Carol J. Adams wrote, "Meat eating is the most profound form of male dominance. It is literally the use of a body for one's own ends." Joan Dunyer showed how sexist and speciest language both hide oppression. Josephine Donovan argued that a feminist ethic of care is a stronger foundation for justice than a patriarchal obsession with control. These thinkers revealed that feminism and veganism are not parallel causes, but one consistent principle of liberation. Intersectionality today. Modern feminists carry this work forward. Angela Davis says veganism is part of a revolutionary perspective because it rejects domination in all its forms. Af and Silko remind us, animals are not metaphors for human oppression. They are oppressed subjects in their own right. Breeze Harper centers black feminist voices, challenging the image of veganism as white and privileged. Lauren Ornelas connects animal rights with farm worker rights and food injustice. Patrice Jones and Vandana Shiva show how patriarchal violence targets not only women and animals, but the earth itself. Together, these voices show us liberation cannot be divided. And yet the imbalance continues. Most vegans are women. They run sanctuaries, they organize campaigns, they keep the movement alive. But the best known names are mostly men. Just as in 1944, when Elsie Shrigley's role was overshadowed, women's contributions remain overrepresented in the work and underrepresented in the recognition. This is patriarchy repeating itself, even in movements that claim to stand for liberation. Closing clarity. To be a feminist is to oppose the domination of bodies. To be vegan is to do the same. Feminism without veganism leaves out non-human females, the cows whose calves are taken, the hens whose reproductive systems are controlled, the billions whose bodies are reduced to property. The logic is the same, the oppression is the same, and so the resistance must also be the same. Liberation is indivisible. To be feminist is to be vegan.
As this film closes, let us remember, clarity is not found in division, but in connection. Every struggle against oppression, every act of respect, carries the same truth. Liberation is indivisible. Thank you for walking this path with us, and for listening. May the choices we make after today be choices for justice, for peace, and for all sentient life.